Hi guys, I'm Dear Seidel, and this is my comparison of VADER'S VAULT to ULTRASABERS. These two sabers on the right are ULTRASABERS, and the one on the left is the VADER'S VAULT. This is a VADER'S VAULT Ardent. I got the RGB version, which means I can change colours, any colour I want, and have up to 10 colours saved at once. And this is a Liberator. This one's in dark violet amethyst, and this is a dark warglaive, which is in tri-blazing red. I ordered this saber first. I researched for about 6 months what I was going to buy, what brand, what model. I was on all the forums, doing a lot of research, watching a lot of videos. I'd actually made up my mind to get the dark warglaive from ULTRASABERS, and then in the same week I was about ready to order, the Ardent got released by VADER'S VAULT, and I quickly changed my mind. I just love the design, and ordered a VADER'S VAULT. Then once I realised it was going to take 3 months or more to come, I also ordered the dark warglaive, because it came in a week. And at the time of ordering this, ULTRASABERS was having a raffle, and I won second place prize, which is how I ended up with my Liberator. The dark warglaive does not work anymore. I'll show you why soon. But first, let's just compare the outsides. Main thing, the finishing, that you can actually feel the tool marks from the lathe on both the ULTRASABERS. That's something that I don't care about. It doesn't bother me at all. You can't see it, the tool marks, unless you're really looking at it. You won't be able to see it on the video. My camera's not good enough. The VADER'S VAULT, on the other hand, has no tool markings on it at all whatsoever. It's completely polished, really well finished. There's no sharp edges anywhere, which again is something I wouldn't really care about. If there was sharp edges, you know, it's no biggie, but yeah, it's just a nicer finish. There's been more time spent on the finishing of the VADER'S VAULT. So VADER'S VAULT wins on the outside finishing. Even example here on the dark warglaive, these lines around the edges here, they don't all finish up at the same point. They sort of go in and out, and they're not all the same thickness. There's some are really skinny and others are really thick. That's not something that I care about either. It's not extremely noticeable. If it was, I would simply just, if there's something that bothered me, I would just grind them out myself. ULTRASABERS are just super strong on the outside. This thing, even the claws, I was a bit worried that the claws might be weak and break off. They won't. These claws are super strong. You can see where there's bits of the powder coat missing, where it's been bashed up against things. There's even chips out of them, but they haven't loosened at all. They've never felt like they're going to break off. They're really strong. You can see there's flat spots around on the pommel where it's been dropped. It's been bashed into So yeah, the Ultra Sabers are just super strong. The VADER'S VAULT feels really strong on the outside too. I just don't think it feels as strong. I'm not sure whether it's the size difference that makes the Ultra Sabers feel stronger, but they just do. Also notice the size difference. The Ultra Sabers are longer, and they also have a wider diameter. VADER'S VAULT uses a thinner diameter handle because they say this is meant to feel like a more real weapon. This is how a real weapon would feel like, and they're pretty much right. Like most, swords and things I've held, the handle is about this diameter. But I've got a big enough hand. I can easily get around these Ultra Sabers. That I can use these single-handedly quite easily. I don't mind the extra size. It's better. The Ultra Sabers are definitely better for a two-handed grip. You can see how far apart I can get my hands really comfortably there. It's almost like a samurai sword grip there. Whereas the VADER'S VAULT, it's using two hands. You sort of have to grab right up here and right down the bottom to hold it comfortably, depending on your style of sword play, I suppose. But it's definitely more optimised to be used in one hand. I actually like to just dual wield. I have the bigger one in my right hand and this one in my off hand. So basically, looking at the outsides finishings, VADER'S VAULT's better. It's a higher quality finish. More time has been spent on the finishing. Okay, here they are opened up. This is the Ultra Sabers chassis. There's the soundboard. It's quite long. The soundboard has a USB port built into it, which is very convenient. The chassis, however, has weak spots. The weak spots are here, where the speaker housing joins onto the battery housing, which is why the dark warglaive is broken. The speaker housing is broken away. There's two contact points. It's just not enough contact. It's broken away there. I've tried repairing it a few times, but I'm going to have to do some sort of plastic welding there. I don't know how to do that personally, but I've just been trying to fix it with araldite and failing. Okay, here's the chassis on the VADER'S VAULT. It's much stronger. You can see it's one piece. There's the soundboard. It's much smaller. It's about half the size of the Ultra Sabers soundboard, but it uses a micro SD card, which you have to take out and then put in your phone or your computer or something to whenever you want to adjust the colours or sound fonts, which can be a hassle, especially when you're trying to make a fine adjustment on your pulse or something like that. And yeah, it's sort of like a trial and error adjustments, and you're constantly taking the card in and out and in and out. So I'd have to say that the Obsidian system with the built-in USB port is far more convenient and just an excellent idea. But the chassis in general on a VADER'S VAULT is just far stronger. it was my fault that this one's broken. I was pissed as one night and changing the batteries over and got a bit rough with it, but now I always make sure to cup the speaker in place as I'm popping the batteries out. And it's just a bit of a design flaw, I suppose. But now that I've broken one, I won't be breaking one ever again, I don't think. So VADER'S VAULT wins there on the insides, just a stronger chassis. However, ULTRASABER's more convenient. Talk a bit about the soundboards. The VADER'S VAULT is a Crystal Shard version 2.5, and both of the ULTRASABERs a Obsidian's version 4. All the soundboards both have flash on clash, a lock-up effect, swings and clashes. One thing that the Crystal Shard does have that the ULTRASABERs doesn't is it has a blaster block effect. Makes it sound like you're deflecting a blaster. That just, the Obsidian just doesn't have that. They're both excellent soundboards though. They do everything you want. They don't miss a swing. They're both really sensitive. They work really well. They both can have up to 6 sound fonts stored on them at a time.
Confirmed.
Yeah, and they're both really functional to use, really easy to cycle through your sounds and things like that. Really easy to program the sounds onto. I actually bought a sound font off saberfont.com for this. Cost me $5 US. I really regret doing that. Only because I'm quite capable of making my own sound fonts. I know how to use a lot of sound production software and it's really simple. If I was someone that was making Saber fonts, I'd be giving them away for free. I probably will do that down the track. Anyone can use them. I don't think any skill is involved in creating the fonts. They're quite simple. And just a rip-off. They're not worth $5. You can get a full-length LP album from your favourite band for $20. You don't. But anyway, the VADER'S VAULT. The VADER'S VAULT, I was a bit worried wouldn't be as loud as the ULTRASABERs because the ULTRASABERs have larger speakers. But the VADER'S VAULT is in fact louder, even with its smaller speaker. I'm not sure whether that's because the speaker is a better quality or whether it's because the soundboard just produces a louder tone. Okay, now brightness, I cannot tell. They're both super bright. And I've been trying to, the only one that's working at the moment, of course, out of the ULTRASABERs is my Liberator. It's in dark violet amethyst. It's a really nice colour. I've tried to get a mixed dark violet amethyst on this, but I just can't get it exactly the same, so I'm not going to worry about doing a direct brightness test between them. I've got this one set on red at the moment. They're both super bright. I personally can't tell the difference. Alright, here's two VADER'S VAULT blades. Both of them, the tips have popped off the ends. Neither one of these blades can be used for dueling anymore. The tip flies off straight away, and then your film inside starts flying out. I don't think these are really a combat blade. They're more just a blade for show. I can't even use them for show anymore, because even just the slightest little bumps, the tips fall out. There we go, they both just fell out. VADER'S VAULT, however, does have an option of a shine through tip. See, this is the mirrored tip, and this is a shine through one. The mirrored tip is designed to make the light fuller right to the end of the blade, so the light sort of bounces back and on itself, and there's no dimming towards the end of the blade. This one will dim slightly, but it actually shines. There's a aura of light coming out the tip, whereas on the mirrored tips there's a black dot, and I just think well, not black dot, but there's an area where light isn't coming out. I just think the shine through tip looks more like a real lightsaber. Here's my VADER'S VAULT blade, my ULTRASABERS blades. All of them have been jeweled with very heavily. All of the tips are still perfect. There's no signs that they're ever going to come off. They're really strong. Also, the film on the inside of the ULTRASABERS blades has been glued in with some silicone, so it can't come out. That's debatable whether that's a good thing or not. But look, just these blades are just far stronger. Combat wise, these are ready to go. They will break still, anything can break. They're made out of plastic. You hit it hard enough, it's gonna break. Just compare the brightness of the blades. Here's the VADER'S VAULT. Okay, that's the VADER'S VAULT blade in the VADER'S VAULT saber. I'm just going to put the ULTRASABERS blade in. To me, equally as bright. No, I can't tell. They both just light up like crazy. They're both equal. If I could pick one, I would probably say that the ULTRASABER blade does light up a bit more. See, there's that shine through tip. It looks really nice. The mirrored tip doesn't look too bad, I suppose. On that angle there, you can't even see it. But yeah. So that's the blade test. ULTRASABERS wins on the blade test. Here's the Ultra Saber with the Ultra Saber blade turned on next to the VADER'S VAULT with the VADER'S VAULT blade turned on. Hard to tell which is brighter because they're different colours, but trust me, you can't tell. They're both super bright. I don't know which saber has the brightest LEDs. You can't tell. They just both look awesome. I'll touch just quickly on a bit of customer service too. When I ordered the dark warglaive, there was a bit of a problem with my credit card. My billing address wasn't correct or something like that, and I actually got an email from Emery Harris saying I needed to sort out my billing address or find an alternative method, and he suggested PayPal. I said, yeah, let's go, we'll just PayPal it. And during these emails I also ordered some couple of accessories, like a couple more spare blades and a coupler and a USB cord, some other things I can't remember. But Emery Harris is very helpful, and I soon realised too that it actually was Emery that I was talking to. It wasn't some kind of drone or other staff member. It was him personally, and I just found the customer service from ULTRASABERS to be excellent. I would rate it as a 10 out of 10. Before I bought the sabers, I was doing a lot of research, and I saw some people had made a lot of complaints about ULTRASABERS service. I had no reason to complain. I was very, very satisfied. Like I said, a 10 out of 10. VADER'S VAULT customer service is also quite good. I sent them an email after waiting about 5 months, asking how far away the saber would be, and they replied it's still a few months away, and that was about all the interaction I had with them, which is all I wanted. And yeah, the customer service from both parties was really good. ULTRASABERS especially. Well, I think that's about everything. Yeah, sum it up again. Brightness, LEDs, all excellent. Finishing on the VADER'S VAULT on the outside, a bit better. Actually quite a bit better than the ULTRASABERS finishings. Outside strength, ULTRASABERS just feel a little bit stronger. Inside strength, VADER'S VAULT is definitely a lot stronger. One of mine's broken on the inside. And blades, ULTRASABERS blades are stronger and better. I think they light up a little bit better. And customer service, ULTRASABERS is better. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.